All right. So the next thing that I started looking at is, what do these things look like? So not everybody's got Claude Desktop. It's really cool, rough and ready thing that you can connect a lot of MCP tools now that you have remote desktop. It's got web search. It's got deep thinking. It's got planning. It's got memory. You can set up projects. Very cool. But, as CTO, of software companies, there's times when that is not durable enough. How can we take what we've done on the desktop and then make it a little bit more permanent? And is there a really slick way that we could take some of these chats and do something with it? And I thought, oh, man, okay, this has definitely gotta feel like close to the edge of what Claude can do. There's, middle of fairway, giving it some like easy stuff. Let's see what happens. So I was pleasantly surprised. This is not the end of the rainbow here. How do I create a durable agent based on Claude with MCP tools that can be run on a schedule or as a result of an event? So went off and thought for exactly 22 seconds, and it said, here's what you do. Consider some of these frameworks, get you a database. Okay, not shabby. And then handle some stuff, and then think about, MCP, go get you an SDK with Python or TypeScript, and then configure all this stuff. And then it starts writing code. Oh man, so here's a Python script, and it goes through and okay, so here's how it would look in Celery. Okay, not the end of not knocking my socks off yet, but here's some options, right? Docker Kubernetes, okay, not too bad. Cloud Functions, AWS specific, very cool. Dynamo, okay. Firestore, little GCP action there. Traditional server, job queue. All right, these are all, things that I'm used to seeing as a CTO of software companies. So here's a little bit more, thinking code. Okay, so he's showing me what they're thinking. Error handling, yeah, okay. Durable, security and auth, definitely. And I said, okay, is Pydantic a viable agent framework? And it said, not complete on its own, but you're going to need some other stuff. And it's excellent. By the way, it always tells you you're excellent, and that's awesome. And you're a good person. And what a great thought. I don't know. It doesn't hurt the ego, I guess. So a little bit of education there. And then we go down, and then I said, this is actually an interesting question. Can I rapidly prototype an MCP agent in Claude Desktop and then convert it? Using the configuration of the prompt to a production agent? And it said, actually, yes. And it's brilliant. Actually, it is brilliant. Claude Desktop makes this perfect. Here's the flow. Configure your tools, design the system, and then there's a certain breakdown where all this stuff works, and then extract the production configuration. And then if you start squinting at it, you can see that it's starting to back into LangGraph and then Pydantic and what they're going to want, right? These are the things they're going to have to go into it, and then convert to a production framework. And this thing just shifts into code mode like a beast, and then it starts writing code. And then it said blah, blah, blah. And it says, hey, you want me to show you how to extract stuff from the prototyping? And I go, why, yes, I would. And then, so this is kind of a thing I discovered, is it's going to walk you through and checkpoint, and then ask you a question. Then you go, yeah, please continue or do something different. And then, it's surprising how many times you just go, yes, 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 yes. And it takes you to a really cool place. I think, this is a place where you got to use your judgment and figure out, where it's going, if that's really a place you want to go with it. And it said, hey, I'm going to think about it for a second. And then it said, here's some extraction. And then here's an example of like a desktop session. And then here's what we would extract, capture the tool use. That's your MCP configuration. Actually, which tools did you hit and which methods? Convert to system prompts, structured system prompt in Python, decision trees. Oh, this is kind of cool. It's going to go watch you. Oh, that's a very respectable regex there, if I don't say so myself. Codify handling patterns. This is all very cool. Lots of little code snippets. Yeah, pretty cool. Okay, validation. And then it says this approach lets you maintain exact behavior. Would you like me to show you how to implement anything? And I said, generate Python code to take a Claude chat output and create durable agent used Pydantic and LangChain, or LangGraph from LangChain. And it says 4 seconds. There you go. There's the code. It's in Python. It's, pound bang, user bin, blah, blah, blah. Look at all this code. It wrote a freaking tool for me. This code provides a complete system. Here's how you would do it. An example, convert agent, and then you basically paste in a chat, and then you convert it. And then, oh, by the way, just in case you're a power agent, throw everything in a folder, and then just point our newly created piece of software at that, convert chat to agent, blah, 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 and then name it agent name _ agent.py. And then you could go throw it up on your AWS or Azure infrastructure, whatever you like. How cool is that? Yeah. So two important points. Claude loves code, so as a coder, I can respect that and I can talk to it and I love it. I know how it thinks. That's awesome. But you got to be careful. You got to look at the code and you're going to want to run it and make sure to test it in small ways. But the stuff I've seen has been pretty dang close with very, very few little nits to go through. And then the other thing is, you can go from Claude Desktop, have your users go through and get good at a particular workflow automation, maybe put it in a project and then hit, next, handle a few errors, and then convert it into Python code, which you can deploy in production environments. That is how we're going to get to a million, billion agents, more, 10, 100x more agents than there are apps in the App Store, according to Jeff Haney on one of my last podcasts. Totally see it, totally get it. Agents for everybody. The cost of agents is going to go to zero. If you're in business to try to make agents for people, it's, that's not it. That's not going to be a business in about a year once people get a hold of this technology and self-serve. Anyway, that's my thoughts. This is awesome.